I forgot. I don't know.
So you
I
actually
wasn't even
came to
listening
us.
when they started telling me it was dangerous.
Are you able to actually close your mouth?
I remember seeing my first drag show and saying, that's what I need to be doing. And I was like 17 years old, wearing 10-inch platform heels, going into every bar in the city, and people knew who I was. To be so young and to be accepted into that world at such an early age, it was like a high for me. And then I started meeting all of these other people who had like these beautiful bodies and these gorgeous faces, and they looked like aliens, and I was like, I want that. And then I met this guy who was able to offer me some alterations here and there. So I jumped on the opportunity and I jumped on the needle. My entire life, I was a string bean. I was very skinny, and I realized that I could have a beautiful body by injection. Fill me up. I had my pecs done, I had my shoulders done, I had my biceps done, my hips, my ass. I was in heaven. But the one thing that I regret the most doing is my six-pack. They're not perfectly parallel. They look very uneven. Getting recognized everywhere, there's definitely a little bit of fame. I don't like to say that I'm famous. I am definitely gamous. What's the world gonna think? Because they're very critical. They all have a very strong opinion. And I was like, well, I don't wanna have to like sit and read nasty comments all the time about how gross my abs are. I always have to feel like I'm covered up. I always have to have some kind of like a corset or a girdle to kind of smooth everything out, because I don't want people to see those weird lumps.
Carmen, beautiful. Oh, I get a hug. Beautiful young lady.
How are you, Dubrow?
I'm here today finally to get me a consult with the doctors, and I'm kind of nervous because I've undergone so many surgeries, but I want this to be my final and last nose job.
Can you give us a little background, because I don't know much, so maybe you can start from the beginning.
I transitioned to high school, and at graduating, and I told my sisters and my mother, I think it's time for me to get a nose job. So I went to Mexico, Guadalajara. It was like going to a fast food restaurant and you going on the menu board and picking what you want. They give you a list. You get 3 things, you get 1 for free.
Hamburger, fries, nose job.
If I went to the doctors and said, hey, I want shoulder implants, and you said, okay, great, I got something for it, and I do this for everybody, I would inherently go, then I don't want it.
Is it a coincidence you live in Mount Olympus? And you're like a Greek god, like a little bit of a skinny Hercules in a way.
Totally, well, and that's what's so great about my body. Because I don't work out, so I retain a tiny waist.
Yeah.
I can build out all the rest with implants.
You don't work out at all?
Zero.
No exercise?
It's been about 5 years since I've even stepped in the gym.
I like Justin. I want him to be healthy and happy, and I think he could go down the wrong road. If I could give you my worthless advice...
You're gonna tell me to stop.
No. I'm not gonna tell you to stop, because you're way down the road past that. My advice to you as a plastic surgeon, I would like to see you work on your internal aesthetic. Meaning, I'd like to see you exercise.
I have no want to spend that time and the money to go to the gym. I just feel like it's a long-term pain for a long-term gain. And for me, plastic surgery, it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain.
You are gonna get old. And at some point, all of this superficial stuff is not gonna help your strength, heart, lungs, all of those things, you know? So you can enjoy this for a long, long time, because if your insides don't match your outsides, just in terms of the health and everything, you're gonna be a young-looking, elderly, sick person.
When I get there, I'll worry about it.
Could you give us a little sort of synopsis of your situation? We know you've had some breast surgery, right? But
yes.
you live as a man, but you work as a woman, correct?
Yes. I am a stand-up comedian by profession and a female impersonator. And performing to me was more important than anything until I became a dad.
Flame Monroe is a dad by day and a drag queen by night to support his 3 kids. Okay, I can understand that. That's respectable.
You don't consider yourself in a transgender mode, right?
I do consider myself transgender, but just not with a whole hoopla-ha behind it, because I'm dad to my children. I'm Mr. Flame to their friends.
Okay, so we respect that.
So I never took anything off from my anatomy. I only added on.
Okay.
He and she labels mean absolutely nothing. Flame is everything. Flame is the provider, the moneymaker, the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, the friend, the provider, the entertainer, the comedian, everything.
So you got breast implant surgery at what age?
My first breast implants were 22. I went to Mexico. It was a backyard, bootleg, but they were great. It was a B set. They were good. Then I went to Chicago, where I'm from, and had a C cup done. Saline, great doctor, perfect breasts. Listen to another queen, I had to have bigger breasts. I should have kept those because they were perfect. Went back to another part of Mexico, I caught an infection, so for 8 weeks, I just really got really ill, really sick.
Okay. Did
But
they have to
I
come
was-
out?
Yeah, they had to take them both out.
Okay, so we need to go in, look, and figure it out, all right?
Okay.
Can you take us back to the beginning and tell us about the plastic surgery you've had?
Well, certainly. I started having silicone injections done in 1999, and there was a nurse at an actual plastic surgeon's office. She had a basement set up, pretty much like a doctor's office.
The plastic surgeon didn't know about this, of course.
Obviously not. Till about 2009, went to a plastic surgeon. I had a nose reconstruction. Because of what he did, it shifted, and now I have a huge granuloma here that's getting bigger and
Scary.
bigger.
That is scary.
Injecting silicone destroys the underlying tissue by causing a severe inflammatory response called granulomatosis. It becomes a chronic problem. Let's get to the exam room and examine you, but we really need to have you do one thing for us.
Okay.
I know you came in as Victoria. We need to go back to Victor a little bit without the makeup, the forehead, and the nose.
Certainly.
So let's do that.
Whatever you guys need, I'm ready.
So what was the first body modification thing you did?
I got my face done
Okay, with filler.
with silicone
Okay, so
Where'd you go?
how long ago was that?
about 12 years ago.
Did you have any problems after the first?
No, I didn't start having problems for maybe like a year or two after.
Okay, so what was the first problem you noticed?
The silicone had migrated and my lips kind of started to look lumpy.
Have you done this?
On my lips?
Yes.
No,
Look
I've
at her
had...
cheeks, though.
Have you done these injections?
No.
Your cheeks are huge.
Exactly.
Oh my God, my cheeks have been like the myth of life. These cheeks are super, super real, I promise. My cheekbones are so real. Like, if they were fake, I would totally tell the world. Like, totally tell the world.
The truth about these things, they can be very tricky. I've actually taken a patient in the operating room who had a lot of this in there, did a very extensive procedure, took it all out. It was amazing.
Then it grew back.
And then a year later, they came back and it was all back.
What?
Yeah.
If the doctors can't fix my lips, I obviously will be bummed out. I want to put something legitimate in there and make them even bigger. Fill them up!
I want my lips to be bigger. Obviously, I have fillers in my lips right now.
Why do you want fuller lips?
Growing up, I've always been obsessed with dolls, and I really wanted to look like that. So when I was 25, I started getting Botox and fillers. So I became obsessed with lip injection. And ever since then, I've been going every 3 months. Every time I want to get 2 vials, but the doctor always talked me into getting 1. She was like, well, girl, you have a lot of fillers in your lips. And she wouldn't do a full vial for me. She gave me half a vial. But what I want is every time I go, I want 1 vial on the top, 1 vial on the bottom at least.
So you know we're a reconstruction specialist.
Yes.
We actually take care of patients that have been botched. So you haven't been botched, per se.
No. Obviously, I have fillers in my lips right now.
How much in each lip?
Well, in the past 2 years, I've got about 11 vials in my lip.
A half vial should translate into a half cc. There's 1 cc in a syringe usually. I think Jonathan is getting filler a little bit too much every 3 months.
So you like to keep them at this size?
No, I want them bigger, but they wouldn't do it for me.
Why did they tell you they wouldn't do it?
They said it was dangerous.
What did they tell you was dangerous about it?
I forgot. I don't know.
So you
I
actually
wasn't even
came to
listening
us.
when they started telling me it was dangerous.
Are you able to actually close your mouth? Both are good-looking guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll leave you my number.
He's a good-looking guy, don't you
I
think?
know. Oh,
You can't stop talking about
I'm a big fan. I think we could be a power couple. Honestly.
Obviously, he'd be the power bottom, I would think, right?
No, I'd need a top.
He'd be the top.
Yeah.
Oh, that might work for you.
I just want to jump over that desk and rawr. Oh, I'm excited now.
You've had some procedures on your nose, right?
I had a nose filler in the bridge of my nose. It was one of those, like a party. But like fillers and everything else, you know, I had a glass of champagne in my hand. I thought, yeah, why not? But as the needle went in, I heard it go crack.
Or maybe the needle hit your bone. When you're putting filler in the face, it's not uncommon for the needle to hit the bone, but not a crack. Maybe that crack was the champagne talking.
What was the goal with the injection?
He was like, I can make it more smoother.
Yeah, it was to make it straight
Yeah,
rather
just
than have
to,
a
yeah,
hump.
just
It'll
like
do
So that
that.
was fill in the radix.
Yeah, fill the
Like
rest.
my nose looks like a penis on my face. It just looks too big.
So you're interested in having it surgically altered potentially?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you,
Dr. Nassif.
Yeah, I'm Terry Dubrow. How are you?
Yes, it's just such an honor. I'm with the creme de la creme of plastic surgeons.
Well, thank you, but
I can't believe I'm here. I almost have to pinch myself. This is almost like I'm at plastic surgery Mecca. I'm just going through so many different emotions. I'm bursting at the seams.
So how do you pronounce your name?
It's Raji, but some people say Rajay, like Jackie.
It is
But I'll
good.
tell you something, as long as they're saying my name, I'm happy.
That's right, right? She's sort of like a huggable teddy bear, even though she has these masses on her face that, frankly, I don't even see after talking to her for about 5 minutes.
Should I first get on the table and do a table dance?
He might like that.
I would like that.
Comedy has helped me to get through a lot of this. If I was to sit and really think about everything I've been through, I would boohoo cry all the time. But hey, George Burns lived to 100 laughing, so maybe that'll work for me.
Give us a little history of what happened and what you're trying to do.
I'm a transgendered person, and usually when you're transitioning, hormones only do so much.
Right.
It was word of mouth in the community that there was someone in our community that did the pumping, and I had seen some girls that had gone to her, and they looked beautiful.
Pumping parties are when you go to someone's residence, but obviously not in a medical office, and have whatever it is injected into your face and your body. You don't know what you're getting.
So I went to get my face done first.
What did she inject first?
Well, concrete, cement.